So Riesling at 30 Bench is one of our main focuses. Our property is about 70 acres in total, with about 60 acres of it planted. And about half of that, actually over half of it now, has been planted with Riesling. So the clone combination that we have, the predominant clone is 21B, and growing that clone here on the Beamsville Bench is absolutely magical. What we've noticed, in fact, 2005, we subdivided our vineyard into 3 different blocks. So as you can see behind me, it's one continuous block of grapes. And as a result, within those blocks of grapes, we actually make 3 different wines that are very specific, and we refer to them as our small lots. In 2005, Brock University and the University of Guelph were looking for wineries that produce small lot wines within their portfolio, and they chose us to work with because they were very intrigued with the wines that we were producing. And what they discovered was there is a huge amount of variation in respect to the soil structure that lies beneath the vines. Because they were planted anywhere from 1980 to 84, the root system is very extensive and goes quite deep into the soil. So as you can imagine, as those roots are going all the way down into the soil, they're sucking up various nutrients as well as various components from within the soil. And as a result, the fruit tastes very, very different. And really what it comes down to is the water retention ability of that specific piece of soil where the vine is growing. And so the faster the water flows through, or the lower retention ability of the soil, the higher drought stress that vine can experience. And as a result, the fruit that the vine creates has higher amounts of terpenes or aromatic compounds. So as we found, our triangle block, which is just on the other side of that tree line, has the highest amount of water stress, and as a result produces the most terpenes in its fruit. And it's, of the 3 small lots, is the wine that demonstrates the most aromatics early in its life. Our steel post Riesling is right next door, and the flavor profile is extremely different. It's really, pardon the use of the word steely, but it's quite austere and very steely in its characteristic. The huge amount of minerality as well as some lime characteristics. And then the block right behind me we refer to as the wood post block. And every year it really seems to change, but there's some florality notes that tend to be demonstrated as well as some of that bench minerality as well. So although the entire acreage is probably, well, it's just over 22 acres, the amount of fruit that we get out of it and the variation within all of the fruit that we harvest is extremely different. And really that just comes down to site selection and how that vine is reacting to that piece of land in which it's growing.